Greetings, kindred friend. Imagine standing in your small kitchen at dusk, quietly waiting for the kettle to whistle while looking out at the familiar street before your porch. One day, you suddenly realize your body needs more tenderness and care than before. But dear friend, please do not be sad. It is not because it is weakening, but because it has persistently carried you through a very long journey of human life. The world often views old age as a decline, but in Buddhist wisdom, this is a sacred invitation, a call for you to learn to be kind to yourself in the deepest way. In tonight's journey, I want to grant you 7 gentle habits to help you walk through the autumn of life with dignity, stillness, and a quiet inner strength. If this message touches your heart, join me in spreading peace by clicking the like or subscribe button right now. The first habit, kindness to the physical body. When the dawn softly touches the windowsill, the first habit does not start with distant plans, but right from where you are lying. After age 60, perhaps you realize that mornings no longer bring the same sense of lightness as in your youth. Stiff joints, clumsy hands, or a vague weight on the body often spark the thought, "I am growing weak." But dear friend, let Buddhist wisdom soothe your mind. This body is not betraying you. It is simply learning to speak to you in a new language, the language of slowness. In the scriptures, the body is considered the primary foundation of mindfulness. It is not a tool for us to conquer or push, but a sacred temple that needs to be listened to with compassion. Tomorrow, upon waking, I invite you to choose to linger in stillness for about 30 seconds. Do not rush to jump up and face the world. Feel the breath rising and falling in your chest. Gently place a hand over your heart and silently whisper, "Thank you. Thank you for this persistent heartbeat. Thank you for life still graciously dwelling within you." Then, perform very gentle stretching movements right in bed. Rotate your ankles slightly. Pull your knees toward your chest with the utmost affection. Before standing up, sit on the edge of the bed for a few breaths to let the body find its balance. Do not hurry. Let the world wait for you a little. Engrave this soothing truth. You are not slowing down. You are just living more consciously. When you begin your day with kindness toward your physical body, you are sowing the first seeds of peace for the entire long day ahead. The second habit, eating with gratitude and self-respect. Entering the twilight years, as the noise of the world gradually recedes, the meals for many of us often become silent. Perhaps you often find yourself rushing to eat something while standing in the kitchen, or eating while letting your mind be swept away by news on the television. When that happens, food is merely a task to be finished, and the joy of nourishment gradually vanishes into unconsciousness. In ancient wisdom, the Buddha taught that suffering lies not in what we have, but in the loss of presence. In meditation centers, there is a ritual called oryoki, meaning just enough. It is the art of eating in silence and absolute reverence. Tonight, I invite you to prepare a new mindset for tomorrow's meal. Before putting the first morsel into your mouth, I invite you to pause for 3 breaths. Simply look at the plate of food before you. Recognize the colors, the aroma, and understand how much sunlight, raindrops, and worldly labor are present here to nourish you. When you begin to eat, chew very slowly to fully experience the flavor, and remember the wise advice of the ancients. Stop when you feel about 80% full. Dear friend, sometimes loneliness is also a type of hunger of the soul. But please do not let being alone make you become careless. Even when you are by yourself, arrange the dining table neatly and beautifully. Treat yourself as the most honorable guest you have ever welcomed. Engrave this truth. Mindful eating is an act of self-respect. When you give your full attention to the meal, you are affirming to the universe that you cherish this life, and you deserve to be loved by your own hands. The third habit, moving in freedom and presence. Many of us, as age arrives, begin to form a silent fear of movement. We fear persistent joint pain, fear falling, or worry about the limits the body is setting. It is that very fear that causes us to unintentionally shrink our world, move less, and let the body gradually fall into the stagnation of the mind. However, in the wise view of the Buddha, movement is not an achievement to prove strength, but a participation in the pulse of life. You do not need to jog or conquer high-intensity exercises. Look at the image of the Buddha. He spent most of his life walking. He walked not to reach a destination, but to be fully present in every footstep touching the compassionate Mother Earth. Tomorrow, I invite you to perform a simple walking meditation ritual. Spend 10 to 20 minutes taking a stroll. While walking, just walk. Let your arms swing naturally. Feel the soles of your feet in contact with the ground and gaze at the trees and the sky. If it is not convenient to go out, you can absolutely walk slowly right inside your own home. Your body never judges you. It only needs you to harmonize with its rhythm. In the morning, try spending a few minutes stretching gently or performing simple rotation movements right in your familiar chair. And if possible, let your skin be touched by sunlight. Just a few minutes of natural light is enough to balance your circadian rhythm, soothe your mood, and prepare you for a deep sleep tomorrow night. Understand this soothing truth: every movement is a yes to life. When you loosen your fear, you will see your body is not a burden, but a dignified dance of time. The fourth habit, nourishing the freshness of the mind. There is a silent misconception that often surrounds us after age 60, believing that learning and exploration are privileges of the young, while our duty is only to rest and repeat what we already know. Many people unintentionally let their minds fall into stagnation, like a still lake that is gradually drying up. However, in Zen wisdom, there is a beautiful concept called beginner's mind. It is the state of an empty cup, always ready to receive new streams of knowledge without being blocked by old prejudices or experiences. Tonight, I invite you to engrave this truth into your heart. A curious mind does not grow old. Tomorrow, allow yourself to be a beginner once more. You can spend a few minutes reading a new page of a book, solving a crossword, or beginning to learn about a passion you once set aside in your youth, whether it is painting a new language, or how to care for a strange plant. Do not fear being clumsy, for that clumsiness is the sign of a soul growing young again. Seek deep conversations instead of superficial social talk, and especially when you share your precious experiences with the next generation, you will be amazed to realize you are relearning your own life under a wiser light. Dear friend, you are not a closed chapter. You are still growing, sprouting, and fragrancing in the stillness of life's autumn. Let your mind always be a flowing river, clear and full of vitality. The fifth habit, purifying and caring for the emotional heart. Dear friend, the journey of 60 or 70 years of life does not only leave wrinkles on the face, but also accumulates a layer of invisible luggage in your heart. It could be the pain of bidding farewell to loved ones, regret over words not yet spoken, or old angers from a distant past that you still hide. Many of us choose to suppress these because we believe it is strength. But in Buddhist psychology, there is a silent truth you need to understand. What we refuse to feel hardens inside us. These emotional boulders are what make you feel heavy and tired, even when you aren't doing heavy work. Tonight, I invite you to perform a ritual of liberation for your heart through the rain method, like a healing rain washing away all dust. Step 1. Recognize. When a feeling of sadness or self-reproach arises, do not run away. Silently say, "Ah, I am feeling lonely," or "I am feeling regretful." Step 2. Allow. Allow that emotion to stay. Do not fight. Do not judge yourself. Let the pain be present, like a guest visiting your home. Step 3. Investigate. Look at the pain with gentle curiosity. Where do you feel it in your body? Is your chest tightening, or is your breath choking? Step 4. Nurture. Place a hand over your heart. Send into it the tolerance of a mother for a wounded child. Imagine you are setting down a bag full of heavy stones that you have carried for half a century. Forgiveness is not erasing the past, but the act of withdrawing the venom from the memory so that you yourself can be free. Tonight, let compassion cover every hidden corner, so your heart becomes light and vast, like the sky after a summer rain. The sixth habit, sacred rest. At this age, sleep sometimes becomes a difficult friend. There are nights you lie there, looking at the ceiling in a terrifying silence, and the mind begins to paint scenarios of anxiety about the future, health, or unfinished business. The darkness often exaggerates fear, turning grains of sand into giant mountains weighing on your chest. You strive in every way to sleep, but the more you try, the further sleep recedes. In the wisdom of the enlightened ones, sleep is not a destination for you to conquer, but a sweet submission. It is the moment you dare to completely let go of the control over your life, to trust in the rhythm of the universe. To prepare for that submission, tonight I invite you to perform a soul-cleansing ritual. When the sun has completely set, actively lower the lights in the room. Put your phone far away, for that blue light is the noise of the modern world invading your sanctuary. When lying down, instead of trying to sleep, perform a gentle body scan exercise, simply sending gentle attention to each toe, the knees, the abdomen, and the tense forehead. And engrave this command of peace into your mind. Do not make decisions in the dark. Leave all life's problems for the bright dawn ahead. Tonight, your only task is to allow yourself to melt into the stillness of the long night, so the body and soul can be reborn in the protection of silence. Sleep in the faith that, when you stop fighting the darkness will become a healing stream for you. The seventh habit, spiritual connection, light from the inner self. At this age, your mind naturally faces the grand questions we rarely noticed when young. You ask, what do all these ups and downs mean? Or, what will I leave behind when this breath stops? This is not anxiety, but the sacred call of spiritual maturity. In ancient wisdom, old age is not when the lamp fades out, but when the inner light shines brightest, a light no longer obscured by external vanities. Tonight, perform a ritual of silent contemplation. Do not just look at tangible achievements. Look at how you bravely walked through pain, how you were tolerant after heartbreaks. Every moment you have lived, whether joy or sorrow, has molded your wisdom today. Understand this truth. Your life is a scripture written in lived moments. When you spend a few minutes sitting still in gratitude, you are reconnecting with the Buddha within you. You realize that you are not just growing old. You are becoming a lighthouse of peace amidst the fluctuating currents of life. The greatest legacy you leave for your descendants is not wealth, but the aura of a soul that has found its harbor within itself. Tonight, let this sacred connection cover you, bringing you into sleep in absolute fulfillment and peace. Dear friend, remember that these 7 gentle habits are not strict rules you are forced to execute, but gentle invitations from the heart for you to live a lighter and more dignified life. Never let your mind convince you that you have gone too far or are too old to change. In the flow of awakening, every moment is a sacred opportunity. Engrave this truth into your heart. It is never too late to begin again. If this video has brought a bit of warmth to your soul in the middle of the long night, please help me spread the light by clicking the like and subscribe buttons. And at this very moment, which habit makes your heart feel most at peace? Leave a comment below as a silent promise to yourself, wishing you a long night of peace, complete letting go, and a morning of awakening with a radiant and completely fresh soul. Goodbye, and see you again in the next journeys of awakening.